and welcome to the TLC Designs YouTube channel. My name is Lynn, and today I am going to make a split window card. You may have seen this style of card on Jennifer McGuire's YouTube channel. I haven't watched her video, so I don't know if this is exactly the same way that she creates hers, but I have seen a lot of these cards posted, and it's really, really fun. So in essence, the split window card is very similar to a book fold card. I'm starting with a US A2 size card base, and I've just scored a line down the front of our card. And what makes this a split window card is that we will die cut a shape right along that fold line. And so I have decided that I'll use the circle die that is actually part of the Aztec die set. So the different framed die sets from TLC Designs often have a lot of nested shape dies and frame dies, and this one in particular has a wonderful plain circle die. So I've chosen that and some gorgeous papers from the Celebrate With Me Suite bundle, and I will first choose out my papers because what I'm looking for are two papers that I think will go well on the front together. And I will first trim those down to size. So I'm going to start off with one panel that is 1 3/8 by 5 1/4. So that's going to go on my, on that left hand, that more narrow side of my front. And then my, on the other side, then I have 2 3/8 by 5 1/4. And the way that I am going to go about cutting this circle die is I already die cut the circle out of just plain copy paper. I folded that copy paper in half so I know that center point. And then I lined it up with the score line on my card base, and I've just positioned my pattern paper right on top of my card base, and I'm going to die cut them both at the same time. That way I know that the pattern paper is going to fit exactly where I want it to once I go to attach that onto my card base. Now, I did save that bit of that circle die cut that falls out, and what I'll do is first glue down this that left hand portion of the front of my card, which measures 1 3/4 of an inch, and I'm actually going to glue back down that half circle, and then ultimately at the end of the day I decided to glue the other half of the circle down too, and you'll see that in a little bit. The reason why I'm gluing this back down is because when I go to attach my pattern paper, I want the surface that I'm gluing this onto to be nice and level, because this paper, it's a really high quality paper, but not quite thick enough to where I would consider it a lightweight cardstock. So I would say that this is more of a heavyweight copy paper. And I'm going to attach the other half, and you can see that because we've glued down that left panel, similar to how a book fold card would be, but we've cut out that window, you get this really nice effect of being able to see this circle, which I've die cut out of some of the solid color cardstock that came in the Celebrate With Me suite. And here again, this is the other half of that circle that I cut out of my card base. I did trim a little bit of it off just to make certain that I don't, it's just a little bit easier to glue it slightly within so that I don't have any, it should be identical, but you just never know. So it gives me a little bit of margin for error as I go to glue this down. And I added that half circle from the card base for the same reason, because I want this to be nice and level when I go to glue it down. And so with the front pattern papers in place, now I'll go ahead and I found this bit of scrap paper here left over from an earlier project, and I thought that would be beautiful to decorate the inside of my card as well. And so I'll just, from some light pink solid color cardstock, I'll just cut a matte layer to go behind that polka dot print. And so that makes the inside of our card look pretty unique as well. And that split window effect means that whatever we place on that mint green circle is not only going to be visible from the outside of the card when it's closed, but even when it's open, you'll be able to appreciate and see that scene or focal image, whatever you want to place within that circle. And of course, if you're making this at home, you could definitely choose any shape die that you'd like and use that as your split window opening as well. And so that basically gives me the structure of a split window card. So now I will start to decorate it. So I've chosen, this is a wonderful stamp set. It's the Alicorn stamp set, and I'll leave links to everything in the description box below, but there are lots of lovely sentiments. We have, I think it's 3 different alicorns, and my understanding is that an alicorn is a unicorn that can fly. So it has wings and can fly. And so I'll ink this up. I am probably gonna color this with alcohol markers, but I like to use a hybrid ink anytime I do stamp anything that I plan to color, because hybrid inks should work equally well with alcohol-based markers or water-based markers. So you don't actually have to make that decision up front, but you can stamp with either one, and you are going to be assured that those stamped lines won't bleed or get fuzzy as you color, which can be the case if you don't use the correct ink with your coloring medium. So I did do all of the coloring off camera just so that we can save a little bit of time in this video. And but if you want to see the coloring, you can pop on over to my channel. I'll leave all of that in, so it will be a slightly longer video, but you can see that if you'd like over there. So do some quick fussy cutting just to get a nice close cut. I don't like to cut directly on the line. I like that little bit of a white border, which often when you have a coordinating die, you'll have that little bit of a white border. So I try to do my fussy cutting in a similar way. I colored up 2 of the unicorns because I wasn't sure exactly which one I wanted to use within this little circle here. Because it is a separate die cut that I am going to adhere onto here, you do have to be careful that anything that you glue onto this circle, it needs to allow for that right hand edge to open up. So you can't put anything that is going to go outside of that circle and cross over onto the right panel, because it's basically going to prevent you from opening the card. That might be less so the case on the left-hand side, but once you open the card, if you do have something on the left-hand side that extends to the left outside the circle, once you open your card, it may be blocked. So it kind of depends on what look you're looking for. Safest bet is to do as I've done, where you just keep everything contained in that circle. So I hope that you liked this card today. If you did, please consider liking, commenting, and sharing. And we would, of course, love if you subscribe to the channel so that you can get notified whenever new videos get posted. Thanks so much, and until next time, happy crafting and have a fantastic day. Bye!